everyone. Welcome to Mission to Inspire. My name is Shola, as you know, and we've got our wonderful special guest here today. His name is Alan Lazarus. Hi, Alan. How are you?
What's happening? You and I have had some technical difficulties on the back end, but we said right before this when we were getting to know each other, if you want everything to go perfectly, you're in some serious trouble because nothing ever goes perfectly. I consider it an honor to be here. Thank you for having me, and I will add whatever value that I can.
Thank you so much for joining us today. So, Alan is a business coach, and I'm going to leave it at that. I'll leave it to Alan to introduce himself to us, however you want us to know you.
Okay, so I have 27 minutes on the clock, so I have to try to condense 35 years into a very short amount of time, which is a huge challenge for me because I'm super long-winded. So I often joke, I say I'm hoping to hit puberty at 36. So I'm
Hmm.
35 years old and I look 15, which is very useful in business coaching, by the way. Looking young helps so much.
Right.
No, but uh my story, I'll be brief about it, but
Mm.
and I didn't understand this at the time. I want that to be very clear because I've kind of rewatched the movie of my own life and understood it more. It's like when you watch a movie as a kid and then you watch it again as an adult and now you get it. And so I get it more than I used to. And so I'll be very brief, even though it's very challenging to do that. So when I was 2 years old,
Mhm.
my father passed away in a car accident when he was 28 years old.
Right.
My
Okay.
real last name is actually McCorkle. And
Okay.
so my stepfather's last name was Lazarus. And so I had a stepfather from age 3 to 14.
Right.
And after 14, my stepfather left,
Mhm.
took his entire extended family with him. When we were sort of the Lazaruses, we weren't really associating much with the McCorkles anymore. And then at that same time, my mom actually got in a fight with her sister and my aunt Sandy, and she kind of ostracized us from that side of the family. So I didn't understand this at the time, but 14 was the hardest year of my life. And at that same year, my sister actually moved out with her older boyfriend. So
Right.
I kind of lost three families by the time I'm 14.
Mm-hmm.
The McCorkles, my birth father's side, took us back with open arms, and that was all. I've seen them a lot since. But I fast forward, fast forward, fast forward. So my stepdad did well. He worked for a company called Agfa that did hospital computers, and he did very well. And it
Right.
was kind of late 90s .com bubble type of time. So it was, ski trips and boats and snowmobiles and motorcycles, all that stuff. And then when he left, he took 90% of the income with him. So I was uh, kind of broke high school slash college student. And
Right.
so I bootstrapped through high school. I got straight A's.
Mm-hmm.
I got something called the President's Award, which is given to people who get straight A's. I got as much scholarships and financial aid as I could.
Right.
And then I went to a school that was 50,000 a year, Worcester Polytechnic Institute. It's kind of like a mini MIT in Massachusetts. Really, really famous technical college
Mm-hmm.
for engineering. And I got my computer engineering degree. Again, this is the short version. And then I got my master's in business, and then I was off to the races. And I worked for a bunch of tech companies. I worked for iRobot, Sensata Technologies, uh, Texas Instruments, which actually was Sensata Technologies, Oz Development, uh, company called Lens Americas. I did some job hopping. Eventually landed at a company called Cognex. So now at this time, I'm in my early 20s. I paid off $84,000 worth of debt in a single year, college debt.
Wow.
I bought right, wild. So I bought that was my goal. I want to get out of debt. And to me, when my stepdad left, we didn't have as much money. And I figured if I got wealthy, that would solve my problems.
Right.
I know a lot of people do that. And then you realize that it solves some problems, but not all of them.
Oh.
So 85 grand worth of debt in a single year. I bought a car, 2004 Volkswagen Passat for $5,000 in cash. I invested all my money. So I invested $150,000 in a Vanguard account with stocks and tech companies. And the company I was at, Cognex, was publicly traded. So I bought some of that.
Yeah.
And I was an inside sales engineer at Cognex. And then I got promoted to outside sales. We sold industrial automation equipment all across the world.